جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Kolera 20 loron parik. Lepeng bu buletato jai dingin nasalan musala kode ingman ko akotokela. Ama kata lo ngelok budni. Tete im lo kolera logon awaya be kata songenana logon ro rogdo ko banginot. Tete im lo kolera logon awaya lo alok bud keti uyo kana. Ngutuling logon ko nagon ko kinga geleng kode kinga jinjore morja ngoto wate nagon napiga ko kerijeki bubule wojo ngilo tete im lo kolera logon awaya. Nyenagon tete im lo kolera logon awaya lo tigbe titiki ngoto logon kode nagon Akile kode amoka kolera keti mwajig lupudie logon ako durekin ko kinga geleng titiki nyilo tete im tuduluki keti kata ko tupe simorek tupe to geleng ko tupe to morek tikido anyen togo yuringit inot ite ya na kolera tupe to morek tiki ikide na jomalan morek ko iya pala bokier imu kagna tupe to geleng nyina tupe to geleng ro rogdo to joko yapala bokier keti tupe to morek na ro rogdo ko kingajin musala tete im lo kolera lo waya lo ro rogdo ko kuliati bulue siti kolera keti toto ko digiwere na kolera ko kuliengoto ilanget bendo ko jarani wojo na tete imi dingin nagon ko tete im lo kolera lo waya konani kona kunu dijur yeye jiadi moju imu kagnagondo aje woju tete im anabot nagon anyendo to kita jokelan nabot keti tipiri tino be anake tokele toke piong kunong na memete anake dingitan ling dongoni ipiri dongoet bendo ko dongo kango iterere lalane lala kenisi kulo ko piong nake ko sobun ke gapari kingerot nagondo ako nyesukinyo ko imu kagna pondia inor kango ipiri dongoet keti kodo ko delelengo to logondo deden kata ko esi ti kolera meddi kato kelanit dedekije kodo ko delelengo to kono di banko de ilanget kata ko esi ko bulu esi ti kolera jongelonge dedekije ge kadina wini nagon nyona teki kato kelanit ko de duma lo langet anyen nyilongo to woju ngaret tokele kodo yenga dendia longyo jore peje wazara na kelan ko longa longi ni mirale kang lokana bokier dangini ngwan lolonge jakita ko wazara na kelan ko ngaret na WHO UNICEF ko julin
The Dawn on iRadio.
Yes, a very good morning to you and welcome to the second hour of the Dawn program here on iRadio, a live broadcast from the capital, Juba. I'm your host, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, and today is Monday, the 2nd of June, 2025, coming to 16 minutes now after the hour of 7. Now let's move on with our program where the chairperson of Civil Society Coalition on Natural Resources has called for respect of Mining Act to ensure safety of the population in the producing area. South Sudan is endowed with diverse natural resources, most are untapped. So Charles Onak Judo, who is also the executive director of Upper Nile Youth Development Association, says revenues from the mining sector should benefit the ordinary citizens through service delivery in the country. The coalition is a formation of 55 civil society organizations and is focusing its advocacy in mining areas such as Budi and Kapoita in eastern Equatoria State. Judo also said the coalition is looking at expanding to some areas in western Bahr al-Ghazali State. Now let's listen to him.
One of our strategic goal is to increase transparency, accountability, and public participation in natural resource management that lead to effective and efficient utilization of revenues to benefit the South Sudanese people. As partners in progress with the government, we are ready to sensitize the communities and make sure that we do awareness in collaboration with the governments to ensure that the communities are informed about the processes of mining and ensure also that there is a process that to be taken whenever there is they want to exploit, and the companies, the mining companies as well, has to be sensitized about what they can do to ensure that the process goes well, and they are able to work with the governments to explore and even to start the processes where the production can take place in a legal manner. I think the most important things as stakeholders, we need to collaborate together. At the community levels, the companies and the governments level, there is need for collaboration to access information, because this is key. Information is key and power to ensure that they don't make any mistake. There is also the Mining Act, which is there, that they need to understand and also follow what is in it. And we are there to synthesize and do awareness within the Mining Act so that they are able to do the processes in a right manner, and they are also valued, because it is about information where we come together and are able also to work together. I think it is very important that the researchers put it clear that there are lots of money that are being out there and not coming into the basket of the government, and we cannot assess the actual amount, but we are confident that if the process is collaborated, lots of money can come into the government basket, where now it can reach and help the citizen as well in terms of developmental activities and whatever can be translated into an action. I believe there is a need for that kind of collaboration to ensure that the Mining Act is implemented well, but also is revised to ensure that the Mining Act is suiting the current situation, which is the government and the civil society are in. As the Civil Society Coalition on Natural Resources, we have been concentrated on areas of Budis and Kapoita. Now it is time for us to ensure that our members who are closer in WOW are able to move to the area and assess whatever is being done there. Then we can be able to say something about it, that area. There is a need for information, and we sensitize people on the information that we are getting.
Right, and that was the chairperson of Civil Society Coalition on Natural Resources, who is also the executive director of Upper Nile Youth Development Association, Charles Judo, speaking in Juba on Friday. Now let's also listen to Uasia Matatia, a geologist at the National Ministry of Mining.
Illicit mining may be possible because very many people work in the mining sectors, and then they do their business according to what they want, and then most of the mining activities are done by the artisanal miners, the local miners, and then who are not regulated, so they sell their gold to the buyer of their interests. As such, since they are not regulated, they are not organized, possibilities of illicit mining or mineral trading could be real. The Ministry of Mining, in collaboration with the State Ministry of Trade and Industry, Department of Mining, really is working hard to control the flow of the business surrounding mining. However, as a country now, we only have like very few operating companies, mining companies. We only have one in Kapoita, and then most of the operations taking place in Kapoita actually done on artisanal basis by the locals. There's only one company that is not operating in Kapoita, and then cannot, of course, have a control over what is happening there. Very much interested in exploration. That's why it issues a lot of exploration licenses, because the government needs information, the government needs data to develop the mining sector. As such, it's really very much interested in the exploration phase of the mining cycle. All the companies that apply for exploration, for example, of course, the primary objective of the exploration is to get the information or the data surrounding the geology, the mineralization, and potential or not potential of the minerals in the given area. So what happens is that up to now, given the number of exploration companies that have registered, some have not started their work, and that which have started they have gone halfway and they are not doing anything at the moment. So generally information is lacking. The objective of the government is that the country needs to be mapped. The country needs to be mapped, and it has to be mapped by a potential, a competent exploration company, so that we benefit as a country and people. That is the sole objective of the government, mapping of the mineral of the country. We need a collaboration. We need a coordination, cooperation between the organizers or those who are taking a lead into overseeing the mining or mineral illicit businesses to cooperate with the ministry, so that we collectively come to an agreement of how we can control this. Of course, if we come together aiming at a given objective, we shall surely achieve it.
نعم. وده كان هناك يوسيا ماتيتا طبعا يوسيا ماتاتي عفوا، هو طبعا جيولوجي بوزارة التعدين القومية، وهو بيتكلم برضو في الأسبوع اللي فات. وقبل شيء مرة سمينا من رئيس تحالف المجتمع المدني للموارد الطبيعية اللي بيدعو برضو إلى احترام قانون التعدين لضمان سلامة السكان في المنطقة. طبعا جنوب السودان بيتمتع بموارد طبيعية وفيرة، إلا أنه معظمه غير مستغلة، والتعدين بينبغي أنه يرجع بالنفع على المواطنين العاديين من خلال تقديم الخدمات في البلاد. على حسب كلام بتاع أوناك جودو اللي هو طبعا تشارلز أوناك جودو اللي هو المدير التنفيذي برضو لجمعية تنمية الشباب بتاع أعالي النيل. وبيضيف برضو أنه التحالف بيطلع إلى التوصل يشمل بعض المناطق في ولاية الغربي بحر الغزال. طبعا التحالف ده بيشكل أو بيضم 55 منظمة مجتمع مدني لجهود بتاع الدعاية في مناطق التعدين زي بودي وكابويتا في ولاية الشرق الاستوائية. ده الوقت اللي فيه نمشي لفاصل إعلاني، وبعد ما نرجع هنيجي نرفع المكالمات بتاع كيف ممكن جنوب السودان يستفيد من موارد بتاع الطبيعية الوفيرة بطريقة مباشرة.
The Ministry of Health is conducting a commemoration of African Vaccination Week with rotavirus vaccine targeting all children aged between 6 to 10 weeks. Take your child to the nearest health center during the African Vaccination Week or the Big Catch Up campaign.
Good morning, Mama Nyandeng.
Good morning, Mama Mercy. Where are you coming from this morning?
I had taken Mercy for rota vaccine at the health center to protect my child against rotavirus diarrhea in infants and children. She was also vaccinated with other routine immunization vaccines at no cost. Is baby Mercy already vaccinated?
Yes, she was vaccinated last month. Does she need to be vaccinated again?
Yes. She needs to be vaccinated with at least 2 doses of rota vaccine at 6 and 10 weeks to be fully vaccinated, immunized, and protected against rotavirus.
Really? I just heard from afar that there will be a vaccination campaign during the African Vaccination Week, but I was not keen enough to get the details.
You know, rotavirus vaccines are effective in preventing diarrhea and deaths in infants and young children. This vaccine has just been introduced this year 2025. A lot of children were not vaccinated. Some even travel without being vaccinated. I wouldn't want to see any child get diarrhea.
I didn't know that rotavirus is that serious, that it can even cause death.
Yes. Rotavirus is a life-threatening disease caused by the virus. The signs are fever and vomiting, followed by watery diarrhea, and can cause abdominal pain and dehydration. Children who survive may be dehydrated, which can cause serious complications.
Dehydrated or serious complication? Oh, that sounds scary. How can I protect my child from this dangerous disease?
The only way for your child to be safe is when your child and all children in your neighborhood are vaccinated with rota vaccine.
I will do that immediately. Where can I take my child for these vaccines? Hope it's not late.
No, you are not late. Rota vaccine and all the other routine vaccines are available at all health facilities and designated health centers located in your areas. Tell all your neighbors with children between 6 to 10 weeks to be vaccinated.
I'm glad you told me. I will take my child immediately. to the nearest health center for rota vaccination.
Bring your child to the nearest vaccination site and protect them from rotavirus and vaccine-preventable diseases. This message is brought to you by the National Ministry of Health with support from WHO and UNICEF. وزارة الصحة قاموا ذكرى تتتيم أسبوع الأفريقي بتتيم تحسب الجديد لإيال كله من عمر 6 ل 18 شهور. شيلوا جنتك في أقرب مركز تتتيم في فترة حملة الكبير ده.
صباح الخير أمة ميري.
صباح النور أمة غلوريا. وإنت راجع من وين صبا زيدي؟
أنا شيلو غلوريا عشان بوديلو تطعيم تحسبة في مركز الصحي، وكمان وديلو تطعيمات تانين الروتين لمناعة، ودي كله مجان. سيتا شيلو ميري كلاس لتطعيم؟
أي أنا شيلو في تطعيم شهر الفات، ولا كمان دير كدون رجعو تاني.
أي أو محتاج عشان بتعمو تاني، على الأقل كدو شيلو 2 جرعة تطعيم تحسبة، وباقي تطعيمات تانين الروتين من 9 ل 18 شهر عشان حسبة ما بيجالو.
سي أنا اسمع من بيت قالي في حملة تطعيم بيجا عملوا في فترة تا أسبوع الأفريقي للتطعيم، لكن أنا ما كنت بالتا إلا تفاصيل تكلام دي.
إنت عارف تطعيم تحسبة دي وكمان فعال وبيشتغل قوام وبيحامي جنا من حسبة وموتوا لإيال البردة وإيال السكرين. إيال كتير ما ودلو من جرعة نمرة 2، وفي تانين ذاته سافر بدون ما بيشيلوا تطعيم دي. أنا ما دير أينو إيا جنا بيقو بدو بحسبة.
يا سلام، أنا ما أعرف قالي حسبة دي مرض الخطر زي دي بيسببوا ضوافات وكمان بيجيبوا موتوا لجنة تاعي.
أي مرض تحسبة دي وبيهددوا حياة وسبب تويا فيروس تحسبة. علاماته حمى وقحة، أنفة بجري موية، ويون بتالا أمر بجري موية، ويالا بيكون كويسين من عيان دي مناعتهم بيكون ضعيف، ومهم بيكون عنده مشاكل في مخ، لكن دي نادر ما بيحصل كتير، لكنه خطر كمان.
جهاز المناعة بيكون ضعيف وكمان بيسبب مشكلة في المخ. مالو كلام ده قوي فانا زي دي. أنا بقدر حمي جنتي كيف من مرض الخطر دي؟
طريقة الوحيد عشان جنتك بيكون في أمان ده كان جنتك ويال تحلة شيلوا تطعيم تحسبة.
أنا أقول أعمل الكلام ده حاسة دي. أنا بلقوا محل التطعيم ده وين؟ وأنا بتمنى إن شاء الله أنا ماكر.
لا إنت ماخر. تطعيم تحسبة دي وتطعيمات تانين الروتين دي كله متوفر في مركز الصحي ومحلات الخصصوا لمركز الصحة في حلتكم. وريلو كل جيراناتك الإيال تومون من 6 ل 59 شهر عشان بيشيلوا إيال تومون في تطعيم.
أنا مرتاح عشان أنت وريلي أنا خبر ده. أنا بشيل جنتي حاسي لأقرب مركز الصحي للتطعيم عشان هو بيلقوا تطعيم تحسبة دي.
جيبوا جنتك في أقرب مركز الصحة عشان يتبهاميو بتطعيم من حسبة وأيانات تانين، وبعد تطعيم بوديلة كريت وكدتا حافظوا تمام. كدتا استمر دو جنا أليندو حسبة دي وكدتا وديلو أكل الفوق غذاء تمام. الرسالة دي جالتكم من وزارة الصحة بمساعدة من WHO ويونيسيف.
Ready to give your engine the best care it deserves? Introducing Tropic's fully synthetic petrol engine oil. Engineered for peak performance, it provides superior protection against wear and tear, ensuring your engine runs smoother and lasts longer. For diesel engine drivers, meet Atro Oil Platinum Engine Oil. This premium oil designed to enhance fuel efficiency and reduce emissions, giving your engine the power it needs to tackle any challenges on the road. 2 oil, 1 promise of hassle-free reliability. Visit your nearest Haas petrol station today and experience the power of Tropics and Atro Oil, because what goes to your engine matters. Haas Petroleum, servicing new frontiers.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the Dawn on iRadio.
Right, and welcome back from the break. You're still listening to the Dawn program here on iRadio, live broadcast from the capital, Juba. A while ago, we heard from Charles Judo, who is the chairperson of South Sudan or Civil Society Coalition on Natural Resources, calling for respect of Mining Act to ensure safety of the population in the country. And you know, South Sudan is endowed with diverse natural resources, but most are actually untapped. We also heard from geologists at the National Minister of Mining, Yuasia Matati. Now, remember in March last year, the Minister of Investment said some state governments are dealing with unregistered foreign companies in mining sector without remitting the revenue to the national government. Dr. Diomatog also said there is no single foreign mining company registered with the national government. He said some companies export crude gold to the neighboring countries without permission from the national government. However, Eastern Equatoria Governor Luis Lobong Lojore dismissed allegations of large-scale minerals mining in parts of the state. That was during a speech at the 7th Governors Forum in December 2023. Lebong also said there was no mining activity in the state except for actually artisanal activities that he said were common in the area. Now, according to him, there was only one licensed company carrying out small-scale mining at Ngauro, but then it was previously shut down twice due to lack of transparency. Now, responding to Lobong's remarks in the same event, First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar said mining is not only taking place in Eastern Equatoria State, but then in other states as well. He also disclosed that there are 93 licenses have been issued to exploration companies and 19 small-scale companies. Now, in December 2021, President Salva Kiir tasked the then new Minister of Mining, Martin Gama Abucha, to address the illegal mining in the country. The president said the country has not been able to gain from its mineral resources due to lack of technology and illicit trafficking. According to the head of state, the country has earned nothing. The country has earned nothing from the vast minerals it has. Now, South Sudan is well endowed with underground resources such as zinc, manganese, lead, nickel, and cobalt. Now, the country also has gold, marble, limestone, and dolomite, but then no active cement plants here. So Kiir noted that despite a lot of mineral resources in South Sudan, the sector has continued to face illegal exploitation by smugglers. But then he did not mention those involved in the illegal dealings in the mineral sector. Now, if you go back 2 years ago, in June 2023, this same coalition of civil society organizations also called on the government and key players in the oil sector also to protect communities in the oil producing area. The coalition also appealed to the companies to respect South Sudan law and exercise their corporate social responsibility to pay back to the communities. موضوع بتاع الموارد الجنوب السودان عنده، لكن البلاد ما قاعد تستفيد منها. كيف ممكن البلاد تستفيد من الموارد الطبيعية اللي موجودة في البلاد؟ اتصل علينا وقدم رسالة بتاعك على 11 أو 22 986 986 راديو. يس
سليمان من هيتراوة.
تفضل سليمان.
اول حاجه انا اتكلم حاجه بسيط من موضوع بتاع الاول ده بتاع سانشون.
مش بكل اختصار، زمن ما في.
بكل اختصار. انا بدي اتكلم اول حاجه انا بيرحب بالتمديد بتاع سانشون، لانه اصلا الجيش في جنوب السودان ما قاعدين نستفيد منه اي حاجه. عندنا نقول شكرا ليو ان او للامم المتحده لتمديد لاسلحه، وفي دول ثانيين كمان كده الجيشون بتاعنا زي يوغندا في سانشون لجنوب السودان. يوغندا بدك لنا طيارات ودبابات واسلحه، من المفترض يتم إيقابه برضه. دي أمريكا الصدر بتاعي كده. لموضوع بتاع هو بتاع تعدين في جنوب السودان، اتعرف أكيله إحنا ما قاعدين نستفيد من موارد بتاعنا ده. موارد الطبيعية موجود تكمة في جنوب السودان، وطبعا معروف جنوب السودان ثاني أكبر دولة بعد كونغو في موارد الطبيعية، لكن للأسف الشديد في أفراد معين هم اللي يستفيد من الموارد بتاعنا ده. زي ما قلت في شركات يعني وهمية في إيسترن إكواتوريا ستيت وفي جزء من مناطق في السودان، هم بتطلع ذهب، بتطلع يورانيوم، بتطلع موارد من بطن الأرض، لكن إحنا ما قاعدين نستفيد منها أي حاجة. فأنا بيشيد بمنظمات القام بمبادرة ده، بأنه مبادرة ده يدور له سلام يا أكيله. مبادرة دي السنة لكن دير له سلام، لأنه حتى لو قلنا عايزين نعمل مثلا جمعيات عشان بيطلع موارد دي من بس بتعارض له سلام ما في بيت الله وكيف. فهنا أنا برسل رسالة من الحكومة يا جماعة بلد ده غنيان، ما نعتمد للبترول على ما شغالنا، ما نعتمد للبترول يا جماعة، نعتمد للزراعة وللموارد بتاعنا لأنه في بدائل تلين، ما في بدائل تلين. فحكومة من المفترض يعمل حلول، لكن هو بتاعنا نام عديل كده، هم مرتاحين لكن بالبيئات قاعدين في كونديشنات في احسن بيوت. فمن هنا انا كمواطن جنوبي انا بدون صوتي لمنظمات القام بمبادرات ده، لابد ان يكون هنالك شفافيه. فانا اعرف بعدين بيكون في محاسبه يا كده، لو ما حصل حسا بعدين بيكون في محاسبه. شكرا.
Alright, شكرا لك. موضوع المحاسبة. راديو.
Okay, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Joseph. Welcome.
Thank you. Number one, my brother, the operation of the companies in the countryside through producing resources like gold, like oil, is supposed to be responsibility of the government. As the government companies working there, and to channel money into the central bank. And anyone, any individual related to be in that institution has to be recruited. Because if people are working as individuals, it's not benefiting nations. Also, if individuals abroad, foreign companies, they're working with those foreign companies as a beneficiaries, and those foreigners are beneficiaries, and country is not benefiting. So to unify our resources, it is the only way that responsibility is on the hand of the government and the ministry concerned, like the Ministry of Petroleum, like the Ministry of Mining, to be in charge of monitoring every day on coming resources, and the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank has know that money are coming at the daily basis. This is number one. Number two, my brother, it is a request to you, to your administration, in the sundown and in the morning, we used to tell this bills because we want to help this nation. If somebody says something, we don't want confrontation from you. You can come as his opinion. This is number one. Number two on it, there is some call, somebody waiting call for more than 2 to 4 minutes. Don't cut his line, because we used to contribute on our own money, and we used to call because this call is interesting. Also, there is issues like what was discussed before, which is arm embargo, has to be give a space to many people to contribute, because it is big thing. So even you advise your brother later to put it in the sundown.
Right.
All these are few comment from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph, for your view. Radio.
Emmanuel Joseph Akile.
نعم.
أنا كشوك مرة ثانية.
تفضل كشوك.
عزيزي
نعم كشوك.
مكالمات ممكن يعني. أنا عموما أنا بشيك بمجتمع الدولي بتجديد تعويضات على جنوب السودان. نمرة 2 أنا برجع منهم خليك في الباب بتاع يوغندا، لأن السلاح كله دخل جنوب السودان وبقى مشكلة. لما أخليه يكون في ضغط كويس في حدود يوغندا عشان
تعدين، بنتكلم في التعدين.
موضوع التعدين جاي له إيمانويل. موضوع التعدين إيمانويل من التقرير الأممي إنه في 40 طن سنويا تخرج من جنوب السودان، من تحت جنوب السودان ما بخش ميزانية، يعني بخش جيوب ناس أشخاص معينين، في شركات ناس كبار ما يعني ميزانية عشان يعملوا ما بدخل السودان وبخش جيوب ناس. فأنا ما بقدر الشباب ده إنه نعملوا نظام في التعدين. أنا بشوف الموضوع ده صعب جدا، إلا إذا هم بيروحوا يسجن. إذا بيروحوا يسجن خلينا الموضوع ده الذهب، لكن ما بيروحوا يسجن خلينا الذهب يشيل، لأن ده أنا عايشين ورا الناس بس، يعني ما في أشخاص يعني جنوب السودان عرضوا له أشخاص يعني يأكلوا مع الشعب جنوب السودان. فنتمنى مجتمع الدولي عليه يكون في ضغوطات على التعدين
الشركات الوهميه دي عملوا سانكشن ما في دار يطلع من جنوب السودان، دار بعدين لما شويه يكون في تنظيم كويس عشان يرجع لشعب جنوب السودان، يكون خدمات مدارس الصحه وكده، لكن ما هذا خاسر جدا الناس وانهم قوه. كمان ده كلام كثير الشباب ده كلامهم كويس، لكن لا كلام ده مخاطره ما يكون في بعد شويه نازل. شكرا.
alright شكرا لك شكرا. ده كشوك برضو للتعليق بتاع الموضوع بتاع التعدين ده. 1-1-2-2-9-8-6-9-8-6. نرفع مكالمة تاني قبل ما منه حنيجي نتكلم في موضوع بتاع البارتنرشيب اللي عمله اي راديو مع داتش او مع the Kingdom of the Netherlands في موضوع بتاع financial support. hello راديو.
الو
ماما ماريا.
ايوه
yes welcome تفضل.
انه يعني موارد جنوب السودان ما شاء الله الجنوب ده كان مال جد ده كان ناس عنده قلب واحد، ناس عنده محبه. الومن قامس وقال ده بلد كنا كلنا سنه بلد ده كان، لكن جروس كل موارد على تيده جرى لنا فرن بس ما مرو ما في حاجه ثانيه بعملوا نفسه تو كوسي في جنوب السودان. كان الناس ده ما راجع نفسه تو من قال لا لا كلنا عملوا عداله بيكون واحد، كلنا عملوا حاجه عليه بيلموا الجنوبين ده كله بيلقوا حتى حاجات ده ما بس وبجد تعليم ده كان حاجه عليه 100% لانه شنو كل الجنوبين بيعلم، لكن ما في حاجه ده يا ايمانويل يا ولدي عشان بعمل نفسه تو ناس كله طمعين، كل زول جت طمع لنفسه تو ها حاجات ده كتير حاجات يعني بجد كلام تاع بودا دي بيجيب الداخل على ما شاء الله، لكن ده كله جرى في جبهه نفرين يا ايمانويل يا ولدي. ما في حاجه مستوى ما في الجنوب قال خلينا يكون مستوى ايمانويل قال بردوكان ده كبير ما بيقص مستوى بعداله ما في حاجه دي ما في الجنوبين، لكن ما معروف طبعا انا بعمل شنو بس انا بسيبه لربنا ويا بيجيبوا ومن يا بحللوا بعدين يعني حاجه اللي انا بعمله ده يا جماعه ما كوس خلينا نعمل عداله ليه هي زول اللي في الجنوب السودان دي كل جده، لكن ما في حاجه كان سال ان فور نعمل شنو حاجه بحصل كوس في الجنوب السودان.
شكرا لكم، نتمنى لتحسين الامور. ده اخر مكالمه من ماما ماريا في موضوع بتاع المايننج.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the dawn on iRadio.
Now 15 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still listening to the Dawn program here on iRadio. Now let's talk about iMedia, the organization managing iRadio, and also the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in South Sudan, signing a partnership agreement worth over $187,000. This is to boost independent journalism and also promote freedom of speech here in the country. Now the agreement was signed on Friday by iMedia's Chief Executive Officer Stephen Omiri and Ambassador Paul Tholen, who is the head of mission of the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in South Sudan. So I'm joined live in the studio by the CEO of iMedia Radio, Stephen Omiri, to give us brief clarification about this new partnership and what it means to the independent media in South Sudan. Welcome, Stephen, to the Dawn Show.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Akile, and it's my pleasure to be in the studio once again. I am excited, I am happy, and for the funding that we just received from the Embassy of Netherlands.
Right. Briefly, and break it down to a layman language there, because this story is already on social media and people have been talking about it. You're receiving a number of comments. What does it really mean, Stephen Omiri, to the media fraternity in general, but more specifically to iMedia iRadio, which has been struggling actually to continue, and have many of your staff, including myself, who have been doing their best actually without financial support to continue to ensure that the people of South Sudan are informed about the day-to-day activities of the country and the current affairs. So what does this partnership really mean to us?
First, before I say what it means, I would like to take the opportunity to acknowledge and to thank the Embassy of Netherlands under the leadership of the Ambassador Paul Tholen and the Second Secretary for Humanitarian Affairs and Human Rights, Jana Vant. These individuals has been really, really vital to this funding. I have been negotiating with them for a very long period of time, and they really came to assist us. So I want to thank the ambassador and the teams and the people of the Netherlands, the Dutch, for this support. Secondly, I want to thank you, my employees, the journalists, the support staff, for resilient it has not been an easy 5 months without going home with no salary, not taking care of yourself. People outside there do not understand that generally you guys were operating without salary every month, but you continue to give your commitment to the organization, you continue to give your commitment to the institution and to the people of South Sudan. So I want to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, to thank each one of you for showing that resilience, because this funding means two things. One, it means we will continue to broadcast news and information, gather news and information, and continue to serve the people of South Sudan with the news and information without interruption for the next 6 good months. It also gives us an opportunity as a management, because this funding, the funding that we got from the U.S. government came and ended abruptly. But this gives us now, because this is like a bridging fund, it gives us a window for us as the management to plan properly, to be able now to look for more funding internally and also externally, so that we don't go into where we found ourselves when we lost our funding. The second thing, it means you will be able to get your salary every single month for the next 6 months to support your family, to support yourself as individual, to be able now, if you are not feeling well, to be able to go to hospital and treat yourself. So it means that we are moving in the right direction as an organization, and it means that our independence as the media will continue, because when you lack money, even journalists become quite vulnerable. Journalists, you go home without salary, and you go and cover the story, and you have nothing, you can be manipulated. But when you know that you have a salary, you will be able to do your work independently. And most sometimes when people said you are receiving, I hear this thing on social media. What is independent journalism when you are receiving money from other people? I want to tell our people that with all the funding that we've been receiving from the international community for many years, for the last close to 20 years when we were working with the U.S. government, U.S. government has never interfered with our editorial independence. We've remained independent in our editorial, because the management is South Sudanese, the board is South Sudanese, and we are working for South Sudan.
And about 100% South Sudanese.
Yes. So what they do is to help us to be able, because to continue support, to pay journalists, to support to buy new equipment. That's why we get this seed funding from all these organizations. In ideal situation, Akile, and that's what I want to speak to listener today, because we have huge number of South Sudan who listen. You see, the people who call in are very few, but majority of people are listening in the morning. In countries that I believe in, like Kenya, like Ethiopia, media houses are supported by two things. One, the people of that country, through advertisement, through subscriptions. That's how they support media houses. And media houses establish businesses to support themselves. If there's a grant that comes from other sources, that grant comes for specific activity to support that.
It comes like a project, and then it goes
exactly.
on. Yeah.
But media houses are supported by advertisement and by the subscription by the people, contribution by the general publics. Also in Kenya, media houses, government gets a lot of advertisement. They advertise on the radio, they do campaign on the radio and on television, and that money goes to the media house. In our country, people think media is free. That's why we are always being attacked. Sometimes we are actually accused of being partisan. You see, in this conflict, sometimes we are accused, oh, this is Equatorian radio, oh, this is a Dinka radio, oh, this is a Nuer radio. This is the perception our people have outside there. Because when we are trying to be independent most time, but people don't understand the situation we operate in. They don't understand completely, and even they don't support media. When they get information, they don't know how much and how much time it has taken for you to find that story.
So, Stephen, how will you assure the public outside there that iRadio do not and will not dance to the tune of the donors, just because of this partnership with Netherlands?
I want to repeat myself, because I am been in the media for the last 20 years. 20 good years as a reporter and as a manager now. There's nowhere I have heard, even with the U.S. government, that they have come and said, we want you to write this story, we want you to do this. We do this independently, and we do it in the interest of the people of South Sudan. So there's nowhere that the funding will be used to fund the activities of the donor. That will never happen. It will never happen. And even donor will not do that, because also as the government or people who are representing their government, they don't want to interfere directly or indirectly in the affairs of any other country. What they do in most cases, and if you see when they issue this statement, they say, we stand with the people of South Sudan. If you see all the statement that the diplomatic committee issued, they say, we stand with the people of South Sudan. So whatever we do as the media, we do it in the interest of the people. But also it helps the government to use media as a mirror. Every morning you wake up, you will put your clothes and you look at your image, whether you dress well and whether there's some place that is weak, that you have not dressed well. So media is a mirror to the government. It helps the government to see the area of weakness and the area of improvement. So we are not anywhere. There's no anywhere that we are working to be able to antagonize the government. Not at all, because you can never. There's no way a media organization can work against the government when the license is issued by the government.
Right. And Stephen, yes. And Stephen, how best can media outlet, especially a media house like iRadio, cope up with the sustainability approach?
That is what we have been working on, Akile, for very, very long time. And you see, when we started, we look at when we started the new company that we started, the Lionheart. It was for us to help us. The new company was to help us to be able to generate income if we succeed. The other areas, like the land that we purchased, the 4 plot that we purchased in the area, we want to develop that land and build it as an area for rentals for us to be able to generate extra revenue. But also, we have to work out as journalists to become more creative, to become more innovative, to invest in social media so that we can also have a digital income that comes from the social media. So we're expanding our stream of revenue to be able now to support ourselves as we move forward. Otherwise, if we don't work very hard, and if you guys, the journalists, because without you, if you're not doing good work, it is difficult for us to sell iRadio outside there. But when you're doing a great job, people will come. And I want to advertise on iRadio because iRadio has shown that they can do something. They are independent, they are credible, and they are reliable upon. So that requires effort from everyone to commit 100% to supporting this organization. As an individual, I can do nothing without you guys. A leader is strong. A strong leader is always strong because he has a strong employees, he has a strong support network. That leader will succeed. But when you have a weak teams, you will not be able to succeed. And I have been successful because you guys has been my pillar. You have supported me. You have done your job with a lot of due diligence. You have been very professional in your work, and that gave me credit. Otherwise, without you being strong, I am nothing. I will never be able to be successful as a leader, and thank you.
Right. And Stephen, in today's society, I understand media professionals, particularly journalists, encounter numerous obstacles due to the prevalence of truth skepticism. And then supporting independent media is also crucial for both democracy and business. Now, let's talk a little bit about digital. There are people or netizens or social media users who use social media platforms such as iRadio, for instance, to spread hate speech, to divide the community instead of having advocate actually for the unity of people of South Sudan. People wait for such news or information to come up or to come out on our social media platform, and they use it negatively instead of actually trying to unite the social fabric in the country. So how will you advise them? What would you tell them outside there in a country which is coming out of conflict, South Sudan?
Akile, to be frank, I am always a very disappointed citizen when I see the comments by our own people on social media, because we have no another country. We have no another country completely. And you never change leaders of the country but through negative comments. You will never change any society with a negative comment. A constructive criticism is welcome. And I will want to encourage South Sudanese online, even those who call in, you must play your role as a citizen. You have a major role to play when election come to vote for the right leader. You have a major role to play when we are making constitution. You have a major role to play in governing of the country. There is nowhere you will be successful if you ally yourself with your tribe. Nowhere. And there's no any single person who can antagonize a government or even a society. A government is a government. Whether it's a small government or a big government, there's none of that. So the best way to change a society is to be constructively in your criticism. And that's why I want to encourage South Sudanese, when you see a story online, try to verify that story before you share it. Whether that story is credible, is it come from a credible source? Because AI is generating a lot of stories now. Is it credible or not?
Fact checking.
Make sure that you fact check that. Secondly, you make sure that you don't disseminate hate speech. You don't disseminate misinformation, because the more you're doing it, the other person might not have time to verify that information. They will share it and they think that is the gospel truth. So I would want to encourage our people. This is our country. We must work to transform this country. I know many of our people, our leaders travel outside, but they don't come back with goods, what they've seen outside there. And so many South Sudanese have never traveled to see other places, how they have been developed.
Right.
But a country is built by the citizens who are responsible, citizens who work for who challenge the leaders, but in a positive way.
Right.
But not inseminating disinformation and hate speech.
Right. Briefly, in a minute, Stephen, there was concern, and I've been receiving this several times from our listeners in the morning about the iRadio coverage in all parts of the country, the importance of it. And also, someone like Banjang, who called during the residence report today, he was complaining about iRadio not having news or programs over the weekends, and he's raising concern about that. I think you're the right person to respond to that.
Yes. First, I will just answer the weekend. Weekend, we are going to start by this week. We'll now restate the weekend's programming because we have the funding now. So we make sure that we are going back to our old schedules. So we'll be operating 7 days a week to ensure that our people are informed across the week. So that case will be solved. And I think as a leader, I will work very hard that we don't go back to where we were before. And I will work with you guys. And I have a great teams that will help me to move. Secondly, we would love to be across South Sudan, like Radio Miraya. The difference between iRadio and Radio Miraya is Radio Miraya is supported by the UN money. That's why I have more than our 7 journalists have moved to Radio Miraya because they're paying better than us. So they moved there because they want to support their family, and they left us. So Radio Miraya is 100% supported by the UN. So they have the financial muscle to go anywhere, but I don't think they have the same level we are operating in. We are all media houses, but I think we are more quick to breaking news, and we are more quick in terms of gathering news. So we are a bit different in terms of performance, but they have the financial muscle. So we would love to go across the country, but we don't have the funding. Take, for example, we have a solar system here in our offices that will now power 6 stations. But because we don't have money, we are not able to put on board on air, and we have equipment. Everything is ready here. But because we don't have money for installation, we don't have money for transport, we are having issues. The same thing to our will. Sometimes people are will complain that they think that we are intentionally repeating them not to listen to the dawn. No. That is not the case. We would love people to listen to us by early as possible, 6 in the morning, because you want them. But the challenge is the resource. Money is a big issue. So in our will, we are having a solar. So solar will wait for the sun to now to make the ready to start around 9 to 10 there. So if we get a small generator to charge the battery, like what we do here in Juba, so the generator will charge the batteries. When the batteries are full, the radio will be able to start even from 5 a.m. in the morning. So our challenge is money. And the money is the biggest issue in this country because of too much instability in this country. So if we can become stable, I think we'll be able to move. But we are working very hard to ensure that iRadio is across South Sudan.
Right. Thank you very much, Stephen Momiri, CEO of iMedia iRadio, for joining us and making this clarification to the public out there about the partnership between iMedia iRadio and the Dutch government. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, and sorry we took 2 minutes from your time. We do apologize for that. We've come to the end of the Dawn edition for today. Join us again tomorrow morning at the same time to get the latest on what's happening in South Sudan and beyond the borders. Up next, news in Arabic with Al-Sheikh Shola Jing. On behalf of the Dawn team, Paulina Althea, Juan Moses and Darlington Moses. Not forgetting producer Barry Johnson. This has been